Hey everyone, and welcome to a new portfolio prototype explanation video. This is the second part of the multiplayer basic infrastructure project, and the first part was more about lobbies and player connection, and now this one is more about replication and the idea of cheat protection. So without any more waiting, let's take a look. Okay, so on this screen you can see the world from the client's perspective, and on my other screen, which is hidden right now, I am controlling the server car. This moving car is the result of movement replication code from the server to client. The base design is very simple. The car has a movement component and a replication component. You can see the car is moving here. And this means it's time to get to the code. Okay, so the first thing I will show you is the vehicle itself. And oh, by the way, my project source code is available on my GitHub account, and I will put the link to it and to my portfolio itself in the comments. So basically, all this class does is input management from the controller for throttle and steering throw. Show you here. So we have move forward and move right. So take the throttle from the controller and the steering throw from the controller. And movement itself is handled in the movement component. Now let's take a look at the movement component itself. The main idea is that if you are the server or have direct control over the pawn, well, you need to create and then simulate a new move. So what is a move, you would say? Here you create a move, then you simulate a move according to a role. So a move is a struct containing everything you need to recreate what happened. So you have the current delta time as an example, you have the steering throw and the throttle. So here is the simulate move function. You need to update its location and then its rotation according to the move you need to simulate. So here's the update location. To update its location, you need to apply a translation. You need to calculate the translation and according to the force. So you need to calculate the force also. Here the idea is that if you hit a wall, as an example, well, you need to clear the velocity so that the car stops. I know this is a bit abrupt, but for the project, it's enough. So this is the update rotation. So you need to apply a F-quad rotation according to rotation angle and an axis. And then you have all the calculations to get to that. Same goes here for the force to apply. This is the force is calculated according to the air resistance and the rolling resistance also, so that you can have a car that is a little bit more like a real car, so that it can stop when moving. So you have also here the calculation for the translation, you have the air resistance calculations, and you have the rolling resistance calculation itself. So now that you have created a move and you simulated it locally, it's time for the replication component to do its job. So this is what we're going to look right now. So this is the replication component where all the replicating magic happens. Well, it all begins by taking the last simulated move for this actor and then update its replication. In the update replication here, depending on your role, you need to do different things. So if you are in control, but you're also not the server, you add the move to a list of moves waiting to be analyzed by the server. And then, of course, you send it to the server. And if you are the server, all you need to do is update your state according to the move that you just did. And then, if you are a simulated proxy, you're not in control, and you're not the server, so you simply need to simulate the move that the server has for you. Here in update server state, you have actually the last move, and the current transform of the actor and its velocity. That's what a state is. Here. Okay. So every move sent to the server needs to be validated to prevent cheating. So this is 2 cheat protection checks. The first one is move valid, and the second one is delta time valid. So is move valid. So you need to validate the steering and throttle of the car so that it is between the values that the server wants them to be. If not, then you're kicked out. Same goes for delta time. You don't want the player to modify its delta time, let's say, and multiply it by 100 so that it goes way faster. Server needs to check that kind of thing. So that's what it does here. Here in get lifetime replicated props, it's the idea that the only thing that is replicated is the server states. This is simply some kind of subscription to the replication so that it can happen. Here in send move implementation, this is called when the move is arrived on the server. All you need to do is simply simulate the move and then update the server state. So unreplicate current server state is called only when an update of the replicated value is needed, so that you don't have to check it every frame if there is a change. So you simply use the move to get this transform and then the velocity, and in the end you need to clear all the moves that the server already has acknowledged, actually, because the list will go on and on and on and on and on and get way too big if you don't do that. And then you simulate, all the other moves. So this is clear acknowledge. So this was a quick look on how the project works. This was really nice and fun to do. And next thing on the list, there is always another project. So we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.